Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This video is why many people do end up with physical health problems when they are around narcissistic people, and the health problems that we have to overcome when we are no longer around narcissistic people, and some ideas to help you past any of these health problems if you are suffering from them. Thank you very much to the returning subscribers and your continued support. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you recover from narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to a narcissistic relationship, they cause an awful lot of stress within us. Stress not only affects our mental health, it can have negative impact on our physical health also. The narcissist gaslighting, which is where they are distorting our reality. They are causing that cognitive dissonance within us because we are living in two different realities or two different belief systems, from the one we know to be true to the one that the narcissist is selling us to be true, or denying that the one we believe to be true is not true, denying us our thoughts, our feelings, our opinions, passing all the blame onto us, distorting our reality. So we are overthinking and questioning everything about who we are, questioning everything about how life is going, how life should be, and losing our sanity. With the narcissist lies, so we never know where we are from one moment to the next. With the narcissist, continued devaluation, which is obviously usually done rather subtly. They invalidate everything about who we are, about what we do, about what we are capable of, what we are not capable of, as they try to control who we are as a person, most often because they've gone into the survival mode of fight, so they are trying to gain control of every aspect of their lives to feel better about themselves, and they lack the empathy. They are oblivious to how their behaviour affects those around them, so long as they are remaining in control. All this stress not only confuses our minds, living in continued stress also has major negative side effects on our bodies. Having a selfish, self-entitled manipulator within your life without even realising you have one in your life is incredibly draining, and a narcissist feels entitled to take what they want, giving very little in return. They only give in return if it meets a need of their own. They raise our expectations to dash them at every turn. Through their gaslighting, they train us to give as much as we can and expect very little from them in return. They raise our expectations to give us that hope that they will be the person they claim themselves to be, but at the same time, through their devaluation, they lower our standards of the behaviour we will accept from other people. It is emotional abuse. It is mental manipulation of our minds to suit themselves. Because of all the uncertainty that we live when we are around a narcissist, through their gaslighting, through their blame shifting, through their devaluation, through their lies, through their projection, through their shaming, through their triangulation, through their silent treatments, through their neglect, they withhold attention, affection and support from us to destroy our self-esteem, to destroy our self-confidence. They invalidate who we are and they intimidate us so that we fear standing up to them. Their behaviour and their treatment of us causes major stress, especially seen as most often we don't even understand what that treatment is. We don't even see it as abuse until we are out of the situation. And even when out, people can still downplay it and go, no, it wasn't that bad. But they're really a narcissist. And when you've got enablers saying, what did you do to cause it? There's not really that many of them out there. It becomes very confusing fighting your way out of the situation and recognising the narcissist for who they are as a person and starting to build yourself back up to who you are as a person. Living in that continued stress places us into the survival mode of fight, flight, freeze or fawn. And this is a very good natural survival mechanism for a temporary basis. When in any form of relationship with a narcissist, be it a parent, a friend, a boss, a work colleague, a partner, a child, if we are around them regularly, it places us in that longer term survival mode. So if we go into fight, that's when we can become passive aggressive and need to find control within our lives because the relationship is so out of control. So we're clinging onto other areas to try and find that control, shutting ourselves down for fear of reactions from them. It can put us into that flight mode where we are developing OCD, where we're trying to gain some certainty in certain areas of our lives where we can get that certainty because the rest of our lives are so uncertain because of the uncertainty the narcissist is causing us. We can become hypersensitive, which doesn't help because a narcissist will provoke certain emotions within us. They will provoke those emotions within us. They will set the environment to hurt our feelings, and then they will claim that we are being too sensitive to distract us from their behaviour. So we blame our emotions and not the narcissist's actions, when in actual fact it's the narcissist's actions that are causing us that pain, that are causing us that hurt, that are causing us to feel sensitive. These are normal emotions to have around a narcissist. They will flirt in front of somebody else and then accuse you of being jealous. So you work on your what you think is an issue of jealousy, and they don't have to work on their actions or their mistreatment of other people. They will cause some form of drama, conflict or chaos, and then when you speak out, they will claim you're overreacting to a situation that most people would overreact to because it's not a normal situation to be in. But a narcissist is very good at finding an excuse or finding an explanation for the reason why they broke the rules, when in reality it's them that broke the rules that caused the issue. If they hadn't broke the rules, if they hadn't have broken your trust, or if they hadn't have decided they didn't need to be loyal to other people, if they hadn't have decided that they didn't need to respect your feelings, you would not be feeling the way you are. People who are loyal to you, people who respect you, you don't have those feelings around those people. With the flight mode, you can start to rush around trying to get everything else done to take your mind off what is truly happening. You can worry a lot. You can ruminate about things you said or things you didn't say, what you could do better in the future, about an event that's coming up in the future, about how to handle yourself, what might happen. It can cause a lot of overthinking. You might go into a freeze where you begin to run from your problems. You might start to procrastinate a lot. And the narcissist will not help because they will be calling you lazy. They will not help you out of it because they are the ones putting you into that state of mind. You can become depressed, you can feel anxious, you can feel tired a lot, and this is all tied into things like ruminating, overthinking situations. You can have a mixture of all four of the fight, flight, freeze and fawn when living in a stressful situation in or around a narcissistic person. And they will not help you out of any depression because they are the ones blaming you for your depression. They don't want you to recognize that it is them causing you to feel in the way you do. With freeze, you might no longer feel like you fit in, and quite often with a narcissist triangulation, you begin to question who you can and cannot trust. So not only will you isolate yourself because you've gone into the survival mode of freeze, you will also become isolated from people because a narcissist is triangulating you with those people. So you doubt who you are as a person, and you doubt who other people are or what other people think of you. You begin to fear judgments from other people more and more. Or you can go into fawn, where you just lose your boundaries. And a narcissist is very good at taking other people's down through slander, through triangulation, through any form of manipulation they can think of. The silent treatments, the guilt trips, the passive aggressive behaviour, the sulking to get their own needs met. So not only do you go into fawn mode and lose your boundaries to try and please other people because you care for other people, but they're also using many manipulative methods against you, which actually play into your empathy of wanting to help other people. So you care about somebody, you want to see the best in them, you want to help them out. As well as that, a narcissist will guilt trip you into helping them. So even if you can begin to recognise that it's not really what I want to do, it's not really who I am, they will be guilt tripping those emotions to use your empathy against you. So when you go into fawn, it's those people pleasing skills, those lack of boundaries and feeling guilty. And I do say people pleasing skills because that is something a narcissist is lacking. If people were willing to be at their best and give their best and please other people, people wouldn't hurt other people. So yes, people pleasing is a skill set. We do also have to learn the skill set of when to step away from people that are taking advantage of our kindness. Kindness is not a weakness. People who exploit our kindness are the people that are in the wrong. A lot of people do work on codependency when we're coming away from a narcissistic relationship. I'm not that big on the term codependency because I often believe a narcissist trains people into becoming codependent. And once we can recognise what they are doing, we can still be kind to other people. We can just raise our boundaries and raise our awareness of the red flags that we didn't know about when we were in the situation we were in. All this stress and being in the fight, flight, freeze and fawn mode increases our blood pressure. All this stress increases our blood pressure because the stress is increasing our heart rate. And when our heart rate is increased, our blood pressure increases. Living a narcissist will put you into that state of anxiety, that state of fear. And living with anxiety, living in fear, living in depression, living with a lack of sleep. And if you're not lacking sleep from overthinking, a narcissist will find a way to keep you up at night or keep you busy or interrupt your sleep in some way to drain you. Because when you are drained, it is easier for them to manipulate you. It's all a power and a control thing. They will keep us guessing what mood they are in to get us to walk on eggshells for fear of reactions from the narcissist. So we begin to live in a state of hypervigilance, always on edge, not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting to set them off. But the thing is with a narcissist, if they feel criticism in some way, real or perceived, if they feel shamed in some way, if they feel like they're going to be exposed in some way, they can set off without even a moment's notice into that rage. Once they receive that narcissistic injury, whether you meant it or not, they can set off into that rage, and then they want to pull you down to feel better within themselves. They will then play the victim, blame you, so you work harder to please them. They feel like they've got control of the situation back. They feel better. They usually act like there's no issues then, and you're the one that's left picking up the pieces time and time again, and they will not help you pick up the pieces as you would help them. Living in situations when we are under constant stress or constant fear can release many hormones to help calm our stress. But as our levels of cortisol increase, and this is good, this helps us with our stress on a temporary basis, but when our cortisol levels are increased on a long-term basis, it affects our physical health. When our cortisol levels are on a high, when we are living under stress, we can begin to suffer from things such as headaches, irritability, weight loss, weight gain, diarrhea, constipation, anxiety, high blood pressure, depression, acne, and that's just to name a few. There is many other things that we can struggle with when our cortisol levels are high, when our blood pressure is high, when we are living under stress. Because once we start gaining headaches, we can then develop other physical problems. And that chronic stress that we live under with a narcissist can also cause things such as multiple sclerosis, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing these properly. I'm not the best at pronunciation at times. Fibromyalgia, insomnia, migraines. And this is why I'm not actually a doctor, because I can't pronounce half the words. Psoriasis, Crohn's, lupus, and many other things. There does need to be more research done into the connection between a narcissist, being around a narcissist, and physical health problems, but so many survivors of narcissistic abuse struggle with these sorts of symptoms, and sometimes we need help getting to the root cause of our issues so that we can heal them for ourselves. And yes, some are lifelong, so we need to find ways to manage them, but when we are still around the root cause of them, they're going to get worse. We're not going to be able to manage them at the levels they are at. So if you're struggling with any sort of physical health problem due to a toxic relationship, one of the first things you need to do is find a safe way out. No contact or limited contact, so you can begin to heal. Make sure you get the medical treatment that you do need. And as well as that, start taking care of yourself. With a narcissist, you're most often taking care of them most of the time because you love and care for them. So now is the time to love and care and take care of yourself as you would take care of those you love and care for, because you have to be at your best so that you can give your best. A few things that can help lower stress levels is exercise, and finding the exercise that works for you. Some people like running, some people like swimming, some people like team sports. Find things that you enjoyed doing in your childhood and see if you can start up those hobbies again. If it's a team sport, you might begin to make friends again, and it all helps build on your confidence. Exercise is a proven mood buster, or should I say a proven mood booster. Can't get my words out today. Exercise lowers that cortisol release. It releases endorphins, which does boost your mood. Exercise can help boost confidence, not only in your physical health, but also team sports, meeting people again. And exercise can also improve your sleep, which we do need sleep, and it's finding what helps us sleep. So trying to get into a regular sleep routine, whatever that is for you. If you're a night owl, be a night owl. If you're an early bird, be an early bird. Find the sleep routine that helps you through your life. Herbal supplements such as omega-3, those fatty acids all help. Lemon, green tea, find the things that suit you. Creating that healthy diet, but doing it as a step by step, because if you do it in one foul swoop, it's not always that easy. So if you do it step by step, and remember, creating new routines takes time. You need to stick at something for at least 30 days to find out whether it's going to work for you or not. Essential oils such as lavender and rose aromatherapy can all help reduce stress levels. Journaling your issues, things that are going on, or talk therapy, talking to people so that you can get someone else's perspective on it. Doesn't always help everybody, but talk therapy helps a few, because when you've got someone that's coming from the outside that's advising you in a helpful way, you can start to break down the things that are causing stress in your life and start tackling issues one by one. Rome wasn't built in a day, but they were laying bricks every day. So tackling the things you can control, the things you can deal with, and just taking it day by day to get you through. Because sometimes we have to go to bed, overthink, get up, overthink, go to bed, overthink, get up, overthink, but we're not actually doing anything to help ourselves. And we might need a couple of days of doing this. We might need a few days of tears. We might need a few days of anger. We might need to get those emotions out. But then at some point we have got to stop procrastinating and start taking care of ourselves and start taking action to help ourselves. Laughter. Whatever your sense of humour is to you. This isn't a funny subject, which is often why most of my videos are quite to the point and not much humour in it, because it's not a funny subject, it's a very serious subject. But if you can find your humour within the situation, then it does help boost your mood. And laughter can also help boost your immunity. So when you're dealing with something that's a painful subject to deal with, find something afterwards to lighten your mood, to make you laugh, to pick yourself back up. Watching that funny movie, reading that funny meme, reading that funny quote, finding something that makes you laugh, whatever your sense of humour is to you. And don't judge other people just because their sense of humour is different, or just because you might not be able to laugh at something that somebody else can laugh at. Your sense of humour is for you, as long as it's not a narcissist that's humiliating you and then saying, I'm only joking. That's not a sense of humour, that's to escape accountability for what they do. So whatever your sense of humour is to you as a person, you know yourself, you wouldn't go and hurt somebody else and then claim that you were joking, because you wouldn't want to hurt someone in the first place. Boundaries, learning your boundaries again, learning your values, learning your beliefs. I'll have the video for boundaries up here. Learning who you are as a person, saying no to other people and sticking to your no, so that you're not taking too much on and not becoming overwhelmed or stressed. Mindfulness, yoga, meditation are all good for mindfulness. Breathing techniques, when you can feel the stress coming on, when something's happening, when outside situations are happening that you haven't got any control over. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4. And focus really deeply on that breathing technique until you feel calmer. When that outside stressful situation is coming on, this is the time when you could do with hitting that gym, going for that run, going for that swim, phoning and talking to a friend, watching a funny movie, finding something to distract you while you're under the stress so that you can tackle it from a calmer point of view. Music is always a great one. I cannot dance. I can dance, I just can't dance in a way that's in sync with the music. So everybody can dance. Just because you say you can't dance, you might not be able to dance in tune with the music or in sync with the music or whatever the terminology is for that, but everybody can dance. So even if you're just having a dance around your living room with your music on, having a giggle, I find personally the fact that I can't dance makes me laugh, and you've got to lose the judgment from other people, because as many people can dance in tune and in style and choreographed to, can't think of the words, to the music. There's just as many of us that can't, but we can still dance. We can just do it our way. If anyone has any signs of illnesses they developed around a narcissist, please do add that into the comments, because it will help other people recognise what the root cause to their physical issues are and what they might be able to do to overcome these things. You do always need to seek medical advice for physical issues. And if anyone has any advice of what's helped them through stressful situations, please also add that into the comments, as you never know who's reading, that it might help. I shall add in the description, there is an online course for overcoming anxiety and the trauma bond. It's just, again, a guide like this video to help you overcome anxiety and the trauma bond. I shall add that into the description. I am full for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp, and I will also add their sponsored link into the description if people are looking for somebody to talk to. This is where you can do it from the comfort of your own home. You can find the right therapist that suits who you are as a person, and they do it through Zoom calls, they do it over the phone. There's lots of different ways you connect with somebody through BetterHelp. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope everyone has an amazing day. Bye.